Yo, check. What's going on, y'all? It's Mega Ran. It's been a little while. I shouldn't have left you, but I'm back with a podcast to bless you. This is Mania. Before I get into the actual episode, which I wasn't able to be a part of, but I'm here to tack on the intro and outro. You know, throw my little, I'm the bread in this particular sandwich. But yeah, so I'm in Japan right now. It is 8 in the morning. In Phoenix, where I live, it's 4 in the afternoon the previous day, so it's a little crazy right now. But I'm live from the future. Just want to let you know that it's going to be okay. It's okay here in the future. The world did not end on September 24th. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Unless the world did end and we're in some weird subspace. Anyway, I'll check on that. Let me know if you guys can reach this through the void. Anyway, in Japan for Tokyo Game Show, a couple of shows, and having a really, really good time, man. Last night we were out in Shibuya. I'm surprised I'm still vertical after a pretty wild, lit night. But it's been great, man. I'm extremely blessed to be out here again and joined by esteemed colleagues. Mr. Richie Branson is in the building. Yo,
what's up?
Chilling. Thanks for jumping on at 8 in the morning with me to to put the bow on this podcast. Work don't stop, as you know, that when you get, no matter how far you get, sometimes you gotta finish your jobs and can't keep the people waiting who might be expecting some updates. So, your first time in Japan, is that correct?
First time, yeah.
So, what do you think? What's Japan about? Is it up to the hype? What do you feel?
Oh yeah, man. It's an experience that everybody should get a chance to have in their life, man. And it's a shame that we're only here a week, because a week is definitely not enough time just to be able to get into and really see Tokyo, which is one city. You know, so like, if you want to come to Japan and really take it in, like, carve out a couple weeks for that. For sure.
That's real, man. I tell people that all the time. Like, you need more time out here. Like, it's not even an exaggeration, but I think time moves faster here. It just seems like it. Just time just goes. But how you been adjusting with the turnaround and the time difference out here?
Man, yeah, you probably want 2 weeks too, because the first week you'll have jet lag the whole time. Like, you don't sleep long here. Like, it's like I went to bed, like, if I went to bed like at 11 p.m., I'd be up at like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. And it's like, once you're up, you can't go back to sleep. So like, you'll be waking up absurdly early every day for the first week, at least, it seems like. And you know, communicating with people back home is different because you're 16 hours ahead of schedule. So, you know, I think by the time I landed, I was calling all my people back home, and I was like, oh, it's like 2 a.m. over there. But it was 2 in the afternoon where we were, so it was just, yeah, the time difference is crazy.
It's pretty nuts right now. So, getting off of that onto, I guess, what you've experienced out here, we've had a couple of bucket list moments go down. You know, you got a chance to see the Gundam statue.
Oh yeah,
we talked about that being something that you've mentioned in rhymes and all that, and now to be here, you know, I can't even ask you to explain that, but I would love to know, like, if you could put it into words, like, what's the feeling like? I took a picture of you having a bit of a Mecca moment out there. So what was going through your head just walking up on that giant statue and just...
Well, I think the biggest thing is, like, you know, when they announced that they were going to tear down the statue this year, I was like really sad, because I was like, dang, I missed, you know, my opportunity to see that. And then, you know, it seemed like rumors were swirling that they were going to replace it with another one soon after that. Although, you know, I didn't know what the time frame was. And so when, you know, I found out we'd be going here around this time frame, I was like, man, I wish that statue would be done by then. So, you know, we're going out, we're trying to figure it out, and I was expecting it to be like completely walled off or something, or at least have like a construction barrier where it kind of would obscure the view. And when we got out there, like, you could see the feet, and I was like, oh man, like, you know, I remember we were approaching the exit to the statue, and you could see these big ass feet like through the door, and I was like, oh shit, like, this is really happening.
It's real.
Yeah. So then we walked through, and you know, we're looking at this RX-0 Unicorn Gundam, and it was the greatest feeling in the world, because yeah, Gundam Unicorn is probably my second favorite, if not favorite, specific series within the Gundam the universe of Gundam. So to see that was like, oh my god, you know, like, yeah, I lost my mind. Yeah, I did a good job of keeping my cool though and not freaking out, but you know, inside, like, if you guys could hear what was going on inside, it was like, I got some. Like, yeah, I was wilding, yo.
Oh man. All right, so outside of time and all that things, like, what's the biggest, I guess, difference in culture out here that you've noticed from the U.S.?
Oh man, where can I start? Yeah, it's a lot of things different out here, culturally, compared to the U.S. I mean, one, even down to like physical motion, like, you know, all the sides that you're used to walking on or driving on are completely opposite. And as bad as it is for me to even adjust to walking on the right side of whatever we're on, with the flow of traffic, if you will, is tough. So I couldn't even imagine driving. The food servings here are a lot smaller, and I think that's a good thing. You know, you order a large fry here and it's like a small fry in America. So, like, you know, that's pretty crazy too. And then also, like, the way that they use mascots for everything out here. Like, even warning signs. Like, there was a warning sign for a, like, if you stuck your hand, like, if you left your hand in a subway door and it closed on your hand. Now, usually, like, in America, that would be like a stick figure, and you'd see, like, the little, you know, impact mark from the doors. But here, it's like this cute, like, it looked like a beanbag bunny or something. Like, literally, like,
yeah,
it was a beanbag bunny. And, like, he was making the cutest crying face as the door was closing on his hand. And I'm like, I mean, I don't know. Like, I feel like in America, we'd be like, oh, that's cool. Let me try it, you know? Or we went, you know, we catch a bus. Every bus has its own little mascot. We went somewhere and I saw like a dolphin as a mascot. Even the no smoking signs, yo. You know, in America, it's the red joint with the line through the middle, and it's a cigarette. Here, it's like the cigarette has a face. Like, he's looking at you like, hey, it's me, Mr. Cigarette. It's got the no sign on it. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. So, like, I can appreciate, like, all of the artistic outlets. You see it everywhere. Japan is just, you know, and the way, like, manga and anime is just such a mainstream thing out here. It's not like in America where, I mean, comic books and cartoons are cool and they make a lot of money in America, but you don't see them incorporated into, like, a city's, like, PSAs and anime or a manga cartoon or some stuff.
Yeah, it's so embedded out here, and I try to. That's a big thing I've noticed too. Is like that part of the culture is like completely embedded in mainstream everything.
Yeah,
you know, you go to a casino and see Sailor Moon out on the poster in front of it. You know, so they're very proud of what they've created, and it's a part of generations and culture, which is really dope. All right, so we got one more show. Which means we'll be doing some musical rapping. What's going on with Richie Branson rapping? I heard you dropped a new single.
Oh yeah, man.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
It's crazy. Like, you know, I had a crazy year last year. I was diagnosed with thyroid cancer, and you know, as a rapper, that's like, you know, as a human who wants to live, that's not a bad cancer to have. Like, you know, pretty survivable. The prognosis is usually really good. But as a musician, it's probably the worst cancer you can get for your career, per se, or one of. There's probably more worse, but, you know, so they had to do surgery, like, around my vocal cords in that area, because your thyroid is, like, sitting right in front of all that. So, I had surgery, and for, it's an 18-month long like recovery process completely from that. So, even now we're almost a year. It'll be a year since the surgery, October 11th.
Wow.
And I still have trouble swallowing, snore a lot louder. Like, it's just a lot of stuff. So, as my rap career goes, like, I had to take a hiatus because of that. But I've kind of gotten to a point where I've really been able to record and be happy with what I was recording. And so I dropped the comeback song of sorts called Imperfect Cells, which is a pun, on Dragon Ball, but also, speaking to what cancer is, which is really imperfect cells and how you can get through that. So after that, I have the album with an anticipated release date of October 11th, which will mark the 1-year anniversary since surgery.
Right.
And, it's a pretty milestone-y kind of date to me, so I'm definitely working hard for that. And, man, after that, I've got a couple of more albums, or side albums in the works as well. I've got the Space Noids joint that's like a Gundam-inspired album, and I'll probably bring back Otaku Tuesdays for a little bit and keep it moving.
Nice. That's what's up, man. I know myself and others are really happy to see you back on the mic and on the comeback trail. I've been waiting for this album for a minute, so I'm really excited about it. And yeah, so I just wanted to get a little bit of what's in the head of Richie Branson these days out here in Japan. So we're about to finish up and get back into the rest of the podcast, which apparently is a long one because I'm looking at these files and it's 90 minutes. Teak, I told you to keep the show shorter. That's what's up, though. I don't want to have to edit out anything important, but we'll see. Anyway, this is a special episode of Mania. I'm going to play Imperfect Cells and then jump right into episode 52 of Mania. Thank you guys so much for listening. Oh, somebody's going to ask me about meeting Kenny Omega, so I have to at least talk about that a little bit. Kenny Omega was mad cool. Here's a guy that is arguably the greatest wrestler in the world right now. And him and I have talked on Twitter a lot through DMs and things, and I always talk about, hey, if I'm ever in Japan, I got to see you. And he's like, yeah, absolutely. And then, we know as many people as we talk to in this industry and several industries, let's get up is probably the most common thing said and not followed up on. So I wasn't necessarily expecting to see him, but when I heard he was at Tokyo Game Show, we were doing an interview with Kotaku. And if you know anything about Kotaku, it's a big outlet, so I didn't exactly want to just leave my interview to go say hi to a wrestler. So I was like, man, I can't leave, I'm chilling. And then he's like, where you at? And I was like, we're in the international business area. And then he walked over there and came and talked. So I appreciated that. We talked video games, talked wrestling. The dude is a super great guy, and in addition to an awesome wrestler. But it's funny to see a dude with that much charisma in a regular state be a completely regular, shy, kind of nerdy dude. And so sometimes I wanted to just mention that to make sure people know these dudes are humans too. So be nice to people, because just because when what you see when the camera's on is a very small percentage of that person's real life, and that happens with music, that happens with any performer. Basically, we're all introverted, man. At least I believe that. I don't know, Richie, are you introverted as well?
Yeah, man.
I think so. I feel like honestly, any type of entertainer or performer, when they have that opportunity to decompress and not be that, they welcome it. So
I was told that last night.
Yeah, I'm always looking for the first corner to hide in, after a show. Like, I love to talk and love to high five and hug, but I'm like, I need to recharge my meter sometimes. So yeah, man, it was super fun meeting him. Shout out to Kenny Omega. I did not interview him for the show, so why would I want to be that guy the first time I talk to somebody to be like, yo, let me just bring out a recorder? And so anyway, next time. And thank you guys for continuing to listen. Give us those 5 stars on iTunes. And at this point, I'm going to take it away with Imperfect Cells and episode 52. It's Mania. As always, keep your shoulders off the mat. And as they say in Japan, Arigato gozaimasu.
Let me clear my throat, I got some words to tell. Got my shit together, now I'm out the turtle shell. All my life I thought that I had perfect cells. And when I found out that I didn't, that shit hurt like hell. Hold up, shout out to my surgeon. Without him, I don't think that I could wild out on these verses. Rising to the surface, had to keep my eyes on purpose. Now I'm never running out of bars like Verizon service. Switching up like Sprint, can you hear me now? My voice ain't the same, I'm just trying to fill it out. When they wheeled me out the doctor's office, I was feeling proud. Till I got that first bill, it was 50 thou. Never stressing over money, I'm just glad to be alive. Guess I gotta roll the play, not talking about Persona 5. Sorry for the wait, I just had to take my time. Drill breaking through the sickness, now I'm racing to the sky. I'm not perfect, I'm not perfect. I'm still working my way back up to the surface. Sometimes you gotta go through hell to find your purpose. I don't fuck with negativity, bitch, I'm allergic. Look, I'm not perfect, I'm not perfect. I'm still working my way back up to the surface. Sometimes you gotta go through hell to find your purpose. I don't fuck with negativity, bitch, I'm allergic. I appreciate your patience. I was just a patient. Medication had me faded. That shit felt like a vacation. Still remember when my album was the most anticipated. Now I'd be surprised if anyone remember what my name is. When they hear me on a track, they like, oh, it's so-and-so. Everybody call me king. Now I don't even hold a throne. When they told me I had cancer, that shit hurt me to my soul. Hope my daughter doesn't get my less than perfect chromosomes. Look, no Adderall, but I'm focused now. Move my family to Oakland now. I'm still holding out for good results on my ultrasound. Can't smoke an ounce, but I still roll up in low amounts. Now I'm showing out, talk shit like a motherfucking troll account. Not perfect, but I'm hopeful. Treat my daughter like a good father supposed to. When she need to pay tuition, instant transmission like Goku. Whipping in that Maserati, drifting like a Hachiroku. I'm not perfect, I'm not perfect. I'm still working my way back up to the surface. Sometimes you gotta go through hell to find your purpose. I don't fuck with negativity, bitch, I'm allergic.